Education is the key to success in any profession. Recognizing a PGA golf professional for their outstanding and continuing contribution to developing and improving educational opportunities for their fellow golf professionals, the Southwest PGA Horton Smith Award is a particularly special honor. This year's recipient is Kyle Helms, Assistant Director of the PGA Golf Management Program at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Born and raised in Albany, Georgia, Helms was a four-sport athlete in high school, playing golf, baseball, basketball, and track. Following high school, Helms attended UNLV and earned his Bachelor of Science degree in recreation with a concentration in PGA golf management in 2007. During his time in the PGM program, Helms completed internships at a number of facilities, including the historic Congressional Country Club in Bethesda, Maryland, and the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Helms later earned a Master of Science degree at UNLV in Sport and Leisure Science Management in 2012. Helms earned his membership in the PGA of America in 2010 and was hired as the assistant coach for the UNLV women's golf team. After a successful season, Helms accepted the head professional position at Las Vegas National Golf Club. In 2012, Helms joined UNLV as the assistant director and internship coordinator for the PGA Golf Management Program. Helms is deeply involved in voluntary contributions to educational programming in the Southern Nevada chapter of the Southwest section, including the donation of time and resources for the development, promotion, and coordination of numerous educational events and programs. Kyle serves on the board of directors for the Southern Nevada Chapter PGA and is chairman of the Education Committee. He was honored by UNLV's PGM program as the 2012 Rebel Pride Golf Professional of the Year, the highest honor for a PGM alumni. Kyle and his wife Sarah reside in Las Vegas, Nevada. Please join me in welcoming to the stage and congratulating our 2016 Southwest PGA Horton Smith Award winner, Mr. Kyle Helms.
So as assistant director at UNLV, PGM program, education is your shtick. How important is this Horton Smith Award to you? What does it mean to you?
Yeah, I'm honored to receive this award. You know, I love education. I always have. You know, it's been a great ride, but you know, Horton Smith and receiving this award, it was a little bit, you know, I was taken back and surprised when I got the call, but I'm certainly honored. I think anytime your name is put together with, you know, Horton Smith, you know, you feel honored, you feel blessed, you know, and it's certainly, it feels great to be up here. But with that being said, I'm very lucky to have a great team in Las Vegas. We have a great education committee made up of Kendall Murphy. He worked with me at the PGA program there at UNLV. Shauna Elliott, she is Director of Instruction at Rhodes Ranch. Collins Tamashiro out of Wen Golf Club. And Matthew Henderson from TBC. He's the Director of Instruction out of TBC Las Vegas. And they all bring their own unique skill sets, their own unique perspective. And that's why it works. And we work well together as a team. They're very open-minded, willing to try new things. But you know, education is a big part of what I do. But being a PGA member is certainly a big part of who I am. And I'm very fortunate at UNLV to be able to have a chance every day to make an impact on our aspiring PGA professionals. But the fact that I can also take what I love to do, which is education, and serve the Southern Nevada chapter and the Southwest section is certainly an honor.
Good. Well, so you're heavily involved with your chapter, which is great.
Yeah.
We preach about getting involved with your section and chapter, and
Yeah.
You've obviously done that head first. So you're on the board of directors for the chapter.
That's correct.
Several committees, but that education committee sounds like that's your baby. What motivates you to be so engaged in your chapter that way?
You know, in my journey to becoming a PGA professional, there were so many people that were there for me. You know, they opened doors for me that they didn't have to open. They created opportunities for me that they didn't have to create or provide. And, you know, I think at some point you just feel like it's your time to give back. You feel not obligated, but maybe led to, you know, to give back to this very same community that gave so much to you and helped you and mentored you along the way. And so I can remember when about 3 years ago, I had the opportunity to try to get a seat on the board. I just jumped in. You know, I wasn't sure what the outcome was going to be. I had no idea, but I jumped in, and then I jumped on to 2 committees, and you know, it's been a great ride. You know, you truly can just be who you are and just love what you do, and for me, education is it. It's what I love. It's what I want to do for the future. And 2016 was great, and I'm certainly looking forward to 2017 as well.
Good. Well,
Yeah.
you develop programming, obviously, at the education committee level with the chapter.
Yeah.
So what's your philosophy on that programming, and what are some examples of some of the programs that have garnered positive results for your fellow PGA member?
Yeah, I think when we're trying to create an education event, there's really 2 things that we try to pay attention to. Number 1 is just simply listening to the voices of the members. Yeah. It's amazing what you can hear when you listen. So we certainly encourage them to share ideas with us, whether they meet us in person or they call us or they shoot us an email. But the last 3 out of the last, I guess, 4 events have actually been created because of a member that came up and said, you know, this is something that we might like to see. And so then we try to take that information back to the education committee and say, hey, you know, can we put this event together and can we make it a quality event? And so that's certainly one approach that we've taken that has been successful. The other, I would say, is trying to listen or trying to get in tune with current events, things that might be happening on maybe even like a bigger scale. So, for example, and an example that you had asked about, the new overtime rule that was going to go into effect on December 1st, 2016, and as we know has been held off for the time being. That event came together because one of the board members asked another general manager, hey, how are you planning for this? How are you going to forecast for this next year? And the light bulb kind of went off in my head saying, you know what, we actually need to build an education event around this because this could tremendously impact some of our businesses and our operations. And if you're responsible for budgeting and forecasting for the next year, you really need to have a plan in place. So that event, it was great. We brought everybody together into the same room. We got a lot of ideas going. How are you going to plan for this? And but we also brought in an expert because I certainly wasn't going to be the one, you know, to break down the entire law and what you can and can't do. That would have led to a disaster, I'm sure. So we brought in some experts to help kind of break that down for everybody. And I think everybody left having a very clear picture of, you know, what they need to go do in case the new overtime rule went into effect. Right. But that was certainly a fun and successful event.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, we're only as good as the people we surround ourselves with. So is there any key figures that brought you to where you are today that you'd like to thank? Or?
Sure. First and foremost, my wife, Sarah, she's here with me this evening. She's provided nothing but love and support of my involvement with the PGA, and she's been my rock. My parents have been great role models for me. I certainly appreciate everything they did just to keep me around the game. They gave me the opportunity to do that. And certainly I want to thank UNLV, my employer, the PGA program, Chris Kane, for their flexibility for me to be involved. Without that flexibility, it's hard to be as involved as you want to be. So, and then certainly some of the mentors in Las Vegas, Chuck Bombard being one of them, Greg Brockman, Tom Fisher. I could probably go on until, you know, tomorrow, but certainly just want to thank them for all their support as well.
Good.
Yeah.
You know, everybody thinks that when you get that PGA badge, you're done with education. And you know how important it is, and thanks for reminding all of our PGA members how important that is, and we'd be lesser of a section if it wasn't for guys like you pushing us to better ourselves. So congratulations, well earned, and I look forward to more work that you're going to do.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.